It is Tuesday, which of course means it is time for me to answer the questions that you guys send in each and every single week on the BrendenPlayz forum at BrendenPlayz.com/forums or in the YouTube comment section down below. We are on the road to Fastlane. We had the go home show today on Raw. Look, I enjoyed this week's Raw. It was a pretty decent show. A few different things happened there to kind of like get a few talking points going on, and honestly I feel as though Fastlane could be a pretty decent show in the end. It didn't really have much of promise, but I mean the whole Roman Reigns Daniel Bryan finish to the show kind of really got me pumped for that match. I feel as though we'll have new tag team champions. Yeah, so Dean Ambrose and Bad News Barrett will be fun. Rusev and Cena, I don't know how that one's going to go about, so I'm kind of intrigued to see how that one goes. So there's a lot of things that I'm kind of looking forward to Fastlane. I feel as though it might be a decent show in the end, so it might be worth the free WWE Network subscription. Yes, it might be worth watching this show for free. Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, let's talk about what happened and let's get into your questions. So without further ado, the first question is from the Apex Predator. What are your thoughts on Star and Goldust breaking up? This has been obviously some weeks in the making, but look, I feel as though it's too little too late. If they really wanted to do a brother versus brother feud, they should have done it last year, or yeah, last year when they, you know, they could have done it many times. You could have done it in like 2011, but last year when they had a little bit of steam going there and they actually were over. Now Star and Goldust, honestly, who likes them? Nobody. You know, they're not over. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit about them. Whereas last year, remember at Battleground last year when they were facing off against the Shield and they were red hot, you know. Well, I'm talking last year, I mean 2013. So, you know, they were red hot. They were really, really doing well. So, that would have been the time to have those guys turn on each other. Have either Goldust turn on Cody or whatever. So, that would have been a better time to do the feud. More people cared about those two. The brotherhood thing, people actually cared about them. People actually wanted to see that. So that would have been a much better time to do that. For some reason, they didn't pull the trigger. Now, the whole Stardust and Goldust thing, I'm not sold on it because Stardust sucks. Honestly, I feel as though they're going to unpaint Stardust. I actually thought they were going to do it tonight. I think it's going to happen. I think Cody is going to come back eventually, I guess. Either I almost get the feeling Goldust might even unpaint. One of these two is going to unpaint or something like that, and you know Dusty will try and get to Cody. Or, you know, I feel as though they could have done a little bit more of Dusty tonight. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if this is going to happen on WrestleMania. Fine, I guess, you know, if they build it up enough, it create enough interest, it might be okay. But I feel as though it's probably too little too late. I mean, they could have done this feud years ago and probably wouldn't have had much more of an effect, but I feel as though there's going to be plenty of other matches on the card to really look forward to, and this one's just going to get lost in the shuffle. So they probably should have built it for an earlier pay-per-view, maybe the Royal Rumble, but, you know, whatever. So it is what it is, but look, I feel as though this match could be decent, but I just think it's just going to lose, you know, time. It's just not going to have enough buzz to really see it amount to anything, unfortunately. Next one's from Paul Bearer. What was your reaction to Ric Flair and Triple H getting mad at Flair? So, what was my reaction of Triple H, I guess, pushing down Flair or whatever? I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, whoa, okay. But, yeah, pretty decent segment. Obviously, it was good to have Flair out there and have him talk about Sting and kind of like talk Sting up and what he's capable of doing. You know, it's a way to kind of keep Sting's name out there. It's a way to kind of make Sting seem like a big deal, which he is a big deal, yes. I still think Sting is a big deal, and I think, you know, kayfabe-wise, he's a big threat. I mean, look at the list of accomplishments he's done. Obviously, he's a big threat. So, I feel as though Triple H and Ric Flair, they had a pretty good segment, and, you know, the whole pushing Flair down thing, you know, that was just to make Triple H get a bit of cheap heat there and whatever. So, create a bit of tension between the two and kind of just sell the segment. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it accomplished what it tried to do, I think, in the end. Next up is from HBK for the win. What are your thoughts on Titus O'Neil and Darren Young reuniting Primetime Playz. You've got to say Darren Young. I guess that's how important Darren Young is. Look, Primetime Playz are back, baby. I love the Primetime Playz. Those long-term fans know that I've been a big fan of Primetime Playz. I've been waiting and waiting, crossing my fingers when Darren Young returned, that they would come back. And hey, look, it was really, really disappointing. They got absolutely no reaction whatsoever. But you got to remember, though, these two guys have been treated like absolute garbage. You got to think, Titus O'Neil, when was the last time he won a match that was, you know, of a decent caliber? I think he actually beat Jack Swagger on Superstars, but not long ago. But when was the last time he's really done anything that's, you know, been any good? I mean, the guy was meant to be eliminated in the Royal Rumble in 1 second, for God's sake. So, yes, the Primetime Players are back, but really, will they become anything? I feel as though they're just going to be the next heel jobbing stable, you know, the jobbing team, you know. No more Slater Gators, so we will replace Heath Slater and we'll let him job out singles, and now we'll just put Darren Young in there instead. Hopefully it's not, because the Primetime Players, you think about it, they have so much potential. I really thought when they were going strong, I thought they should have had a tag team run and let these guys get pushed to the moon and see how they go. Titus O'Neil has so much charisma. Every time he's on Total Divas, he's hilarious. He's one of my favorites. Titus O'Neil's great. He's got the look, you know, he's got the presence, and I feel as though, yes, they're not the greatest in-ring workers or whatever, but who cares? These guys are great. They're fun, they're entertaining, millions of dollars. It's a cool little thing they got going on there. I like it. I like the dance they did. I thought it was cool. I just kind of felt the full package between those two guys was fun, and I really, really like to see those guys succeed again, and hopefully they do push these guys, because they're great. And if anything, it's another tag team with somewhat of credibility back in the division, and that's what you need. I mean, Darren Young, he's never going to be a single superstar. Titus O'Neil, he could be, but let's face it, the WWE, I don't know what's wrong with him. This guy, he can talk. I mean, he does stutter sometimes on the mic or whatever, but for the most part, you know, he's so charismatic. You know, like I said, he's funny. I mean, he can really carry the, you know, the talking part of this team. And like I said, you know, Titus O'Neil, I think he could be a singles guy, but they just don't really want to push him. They just don't see value in him. I don't know. But look, putting these two guys together, at least it gives them something to do. Hopefully it revives these guys' careers. And look, I like them. I think they work well as a team, and I think they're fun. So very, very, very happy to see these guys back together as a team. And at worst, at least they're doing something. You know, if they're losing, at least they're losing as the Primetime Players, and you know, let them do that dance and whatever, and you know, chant millions of dollars. You know, I'll be happy when they do that next week on Raw or at Fastlane. I don't know, but a match against the Ascension at Fastlane, you know, pre-show match maybe, or open, you know, one of the mid-card, lower, you know, undercard matches, sure. I mean, I'll take it. So, looking forward to seeing what they do with them. Hopefully, it turns out better than what happened last time. The next question is from Ryan the Infinite. Your thoughts on Cena possibly winning the United States title? Look, Cena should not win the title, in my opinion. I really feel as though Cena should lose to Rusev, but I get the feeling it's not going to happen. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen at Fastlane. I think it's going to be a DQ finish. Maybe a counter victory to Rusev. Even then, I doubt it. I feel as though it's got DQ written all over it, in my opinion. So, DQ finish there, and I guess have then a match at WrestleMania or whatever. I mean, like, really, if John Cena beats Rusev and ends his streak, what does that do for anybody? Cena doesn't make him look any better. It doesn't make him more of a fighting champion than he already is. You know, him having the US title, what's the point? I mean, it's really not... It's not good, you know. Rusev should keep the belt. He's doing good with it. I think Rusev's starting to become a top heel. Yes, the streak's got to end at some point. It has to. Can he lose to Cena and keep relevant? Probably. I think if you're going to lose to somebody, maybe Cena's the guy. I always thought Ryback was going to be the guy to do it, and I felt as though Ryback could use that big victory. In that way, you know, you still keep Rusev losing to someone with credibility, but you also give Ryback that big win to kind of take him to that next step. So it kind of works out for everybody. Whereas Cena, you know, if he beats Rusev, it's just kind of like, oh, so what? You know, who cares? It just doesn't really matter. And then Rusev loses, and so, and then Cena's stuck with the US title. That's even worse of a situation. So hopefully Rusev wins. Cena should not be US champion. I really, really hope he does not go anywhere near that title. Yes, he'll make it more credible, give it more TV time, whatever, but Does he need it? No. Next question is from Ben the Champ. He wants to know when I think Randy Orton is returning. Well, God, who knows? Every week somebody's saying, yep, Randy Orton's returning tonight. Every single week it's the same thing. And no Randy Orton. Where is he? Where is Randy Orton? Is he going to be at Fastlane? Is he going to be at WrestleMania? I don't know. I honestly feel as though Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania would be great. Do they have enough time to build towards it now? I mean, maybe. I think there's still enough time, but yeah, I think it's a little strange that Randy hasn't returned by now. I mean, is he injured? Is he just not being booked? I don't know, but hopefully he returns and returns ASAP. And surprisingly, everybody kind of wants to see Randy. It goes to show if you're gone for a number of months, you know, people really start to miss you. So maybe Cena needs to take some time off. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Next one's from Gamer9912. Do you think that Sheamus will turn heel when he comes back? And when do you think he will come back? Well, it depends what they're going to do with him at WrestleMania. If they're still going to go through with the Daniel Bryan thing, I think that's honestly where they're going to go with it. The whole Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan thing, people rumoring that, I can't see it happening. You know, they've done nothing to even remotely put those two guys together at some point. And it would probably make no sense at all. I mean, I guess you can have Daniel Bryan and Sheamus somehow. I mean, you can work off the fact that Sheamus has beaten him at WrestleMania, that he wants to get revenge on the 18-second thing. You know, at least you have something to build up. Whereas Bryan and Ziggler just means nothing. So, if I see Sheamus perhaps coming back at Fastlane and costing Daniel Bryan his match against Roman Reigns, and that automatically sets up a feud, that automatically makes Daniel Bryan pissed off, gives them a reason to hate each other, gives them a reason to feud, straight up. So, that's an easy way to do it. If he's going to turn heel, I think he needs to. I think it's long overdue for him to turn heel, so I'm hoping he does. He's not as popular as he used to be, so him being heel isn't really going to make a big difference, like the whole be a star thing and all the things they do with the kids and all that. It's not going to make a difference because he's not the star that he was. He needs to turn heel to become that star again. I'm not a big Sheamus fan. I do like him in the ring somewhat, but I just feel as though his character is so stale. It's so hard to like his babyface gimmick as well. So a heel turn may make him more likable, and I might give Sheamus another chance. So hopefully he does come back heel, and it just really depends who. I think he'll be back at Fastlane, if not the night after on Raw. Just depends where they're going with WrestleMania. Like I said, if they're still doing Daniel Bryan, expect to see him interfere at Fastlane main event. Next one's from Spith. In order, do you think the following NXT stars will get called up to the main roster? Neville, Corbin, Dempsey, Finn Balor, Itami, Kalisto, Steen, Zayn, and Tyler Breeze. Well, I think, yeah, obviously all those guys are going to get called up. The order, though, I still see Owens and Itami staying in there for another year. I mean, Owens could probably move up, but Itami, he's going to be in there for a long time. I think after WrestleMania, Zayn will finally get called up. Neville's going to get called up. And to be honest, I think Finn Balor will probably get called up. I mean, Finn Balor is ready, man. He's the man. Out of the whole NXT group, I see Finn Balor becoming the biggest star out of the whole lot. He's the one guy that when I watch NXT, I get chills watching him come out, especially on the TakeOver specials. I just get chills. It just makes me go, holy shit, this guy. I just see something in Finn Balor, and I can just feel that he's going to be the man. So I would say get him up soon, and apparently it's in his contract clause that he's not going to be in NXT for a long time. So he's been in there now for, what, 3-4 months now, and by the time WrestleMania comes around, 6 months, so that's probably enough for him, so it wouldn't be surprised if he does get the call up. So that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know, I haven't watched Dempsey and Corbin or anything like that, so I can't see them getting called up for a long time. Tyler Breeze, maybe, but I think he'll get lost in the shuffle. I think he'll be like an Adam Rose kind of guy, a Fandango kind of guy. He'll come up, he'll make an impact, he'll make a little splash, and he'll be done. So, yeah, I think they'll kind of put all their chips in Neville and Zayn, and then perhaps they'll bring up Finn Balor after that, and maybe bring up the Lucha Dragons as well. So, and I think Charlotte's going to she's a definite for after WrestleMania as well. So expect to see some NXT guys come up after Mania, but it just all matters, I guess, who's ready. So this one's from FD Slater. With WrestleMania coming around, do you think there will be another Memorial Battle Royal, and if so, for who? I think they should do the Andre thing every single year. I think that's a good little, you know, thing to do on WrestleMania. It gets everyone involved, it gets everybody on the card. And look, they almost made it credible with Cesaro. They almost made the Battle Royal mean a big deal, but they kind of messed up Cesaro really badly. So when he won it last year, everyone was talking about Cesaro. It was a huge talking part of WrestleMania, so it meant a lot. So if they can recapture that prestige, and if they have somebody who wins it and really start to build him to something big, then sure. I mean, if it's Dolph Ziggler, he wins it and they start to really push him strong, then the Battle Royal will mean something, and then you'll have a reason to have it every year. So I still think they should have it. I think it's a good match, and I quite enjoyed it last year, so I'd be happy to have the Andre Battle Royal Memorial, whatever the hell it is. It's a tongue twister, so I'd be happy to have that back again. And just keep the same guy, keep Andre, he makes sense. Next one's from Brad. Do you think Kurt Angle should be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Of course, I think Kurt Angle will be a first ballot Hall of Fame. I think he can headline a Hall of Fame. He's had a great career, Olympic gold medalist, you know, multiple-time WWE champion, world champion, whatever. I guess the fact that he's been at TNA so long, I mean, will they mention his TNA career? Probably not. They won't. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think Kurt Angle probably should have had a few more years in the WWE. I mean, obviously he can still have one last run. I think he really needs one last run just to kind of solidify his career and just finish his career on a high note in the WWE. So I think if he can have one last run, he'll be in the Hall of Fame sooner rather than later. Next one is from Bullet Sky O'Connor. Do you think the WWE should get rid of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and bring back the original WWE Undisputed Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship? No, I don't think so. Look, I'm only in favor to split the titles if you're going to have a brand split. Without a brand split, the splitting of the titles really means nothing. I mean, the only reason why the world title doesn't really, you know, I guess people want to see a second title is because Lesnar's not on every week. I mean, when Roman Reigns wins it at WrestleMania, he's going to be on every single week. The title's going to be defended. It's going to be showcased every single week. So it'll be back to where it was. You won't really need another title after that. Look, if they go with a brand split, sure. Split the title, have the WWE title, and have the World Heavyweight title, for sure. But unless they go that route, just keep the one belt. I've been pretty happy with the one belt so far. I don't want to see another one. I'm very, very pleased that they went with the one belt, and so far, no regrets for me. I think it was a good decision. And the final question for today's episode comes from Nile Joshi. Brendan, which is your favorite video game? I have a lot of favorite games. I'm just going to list the series. I mean, Grand Theft Auto, GTA Vice City is probably my dead set, gun to my head, that's what I'd say my favorite video game is of all time. Also, huge fan of Assassin's Creed, specifically Assassin's Creed 2. The game I've played the most in my life was probably Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I played that ridiculously. I know a lot of people, hate the COD, but back when the Call of Duty's heyday, Modern Warfare 2 was the shit. I love Uncharted, love God of War, loved Last of Us. Yeah, I got a lot of great games that I love, and I'm a big gamer. A lot of people think that I just play WWE. I barely play WWE. I play a huge array of games. If you check out my trophy list, you'll go, holy fuck, this guy has way too many games. And yes, I do. You can see right now I'm playing Dying Light, and this game, by the way, is fucking awesome. If you haven't got Dying Light, do yourself a favor and get it. It's fucking sweet. But yeah, so I play a lot of games, and I have a lot of favorites, but yeah, definitely, gun to my head, would have to be GTA Vice City. Alright guys, that'll do it for today's episode of Let's Talk Tuesdays. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like of the video. Make sure you do leave a comment in the comment section down below or over at the forums, BrendenPlayz.com/forums. Would love to see you over on the forums and have your question answered for next week's episode. So leave it in the comments or over the forums. Make sure you sign up. If you use the promo code LTT, I'll give you 30 days premium membership on the website. How's that? How's that for fun? How's that for a good deal? Thanks guys for watching, and looking forward to Fastlane. And let me know your comment on everything that I said in today's video and more. Alright, I'm getting the hell out of here. Thanks guys for watching the video, and I'll see you all next Tuesday.